Well, Cuba has enjoyed much support during its half-century of isolation from its nearest neighbor to the north. Rob Miller is the director of the Cuba Solidarity Campaign, and he joins us now. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. From a Cuban perspective, why is this big change happening now? What's the Cuban political thinking behind it?
Well, I think the change is happening in Washington, first and foremost. The Cubans have had a very similar position for many, many years. They want an end to the blockade. They want normalised relations. They're not looking for any special treatment. They just want to be a normal country in a normal world where they can trade, share and exchange their ideas. So the change is in Washington. We shouldn't be mistaken about that. This blockade has been in place now for nearly 55 years. It's been a vicious blockade, possibly the most vicious blockade outside of direct warfare of any country, and particularly when you take into consideration the superpower nature of the United States and the tiny size of this small Caribbean island just 70 miles away.
It was described as the longest sulk in history. What, though, is likely to change in Cuba in terms of, we were just listening to Priya Sridhar in Washington, in terms of human rights and more, you know, democracy?
Well, I think Cuba will continue on its chosen path. It's a path that the Cuban people have chosen. They've been following that path for more than 50 years. It's a very different economic system. It's a very different democratic system, but it's their democratic system. And we have to respect countries who choose different paths. We can't have a world where countries are forever intervening, using force, aggression, and in this case, terrorist activities against this island to force regime change. That time is over. And in this particular case, we believe strongly that President Obama has come to that realisation. If he wants to engage with the people of Latin America, and your package explained that the Organisation of American States summit is coming up in April, and the countries of the region have made it very, very clear that they won't be attending unless Cuba is there. And that means the ball was in Obama's court. If he wants to engage with the region, and we're talking about a region that contains Brazil, Venezuela and so forth, he has to accept Cuba into the fold of the countries of the Americas. So the change is very much in Washington's court. It's long overdue in our opinion, but it's something that we welcome greatly now.
Well, now, Cuban-American Senator Marco Rubio has said he will resist this with everything he's got. So removing that Cold War scar tissue, if you like, that's developed over a long period will be exceedingly difficult, won't it?
Absolutely. You're talking about a hardline Cuban-American community based in Florida who lost everything at the time of the revolution. They lost their factories, their plantations, their houses. They thought the revolution would be over in a few months. Years went past, decades went past, the bitterness grew, and you're really talking about a very ingrained hatred by a certain sector of that community in Florida. Florida is a key state in any presidential election in the United States. I think it's 11% of the Electoral College, and the Cuban-American community in Florida held the control and the sway over that vote. That's changing, as your package said. The demographics are changing. A new generation are coming through. They want to see their families. They want to visit their homeland. They want to send money back. They want to trade. They want to make money. Fine. That's the new future of the people of Florida. And the old guard, which Senator Rubio represents, I'm afraid, are from another era, an anachronistic era of Cold War politics, which is over.
Rob Miller, director of the Cuba Solidarity Campaign, thank you very much indeed.